Someone seeking what is being offered here will come across it in the mystery of synchronicity and coincidence, but this reaching out across the globe is an effort to see what is made possible, who might come across this now, but more importantly, I am taking this opportunity here to share with whoever will receive it, whatever walk of life, whatever background and interest, one powerful wisdom teaching that we might call esoteric. Esoteric meaning inner teaching, not secret or for certain people, but one that comes down to us through the centuries, dating back to Pythagoras and beyond, and has resurfaced in our era, 20th, 21st centuries, through the work of George Gurdjieff, Peter Uspensky, Maurice Nicole, in the context of what they have named the fourth way, which upon close examination you will see is simply a prism through which universal perennial teaching is made accessible to people of our time in a vocabulary that is practical in ways that we can apply to our daily lives. Each generation must find this kind of authentic, immediate wisdom that can truly make a difference in who we are becoming as we journey through this life. And so I share with you, I offer you freely this wonderful teaching called the Law of Octaves. That sounds perhaps alien and strange, but let me assure you, this is applicable to both spiritual seekers and anyone who wishes to live an intentional life. So, hear these words, if you will. Many of us, most of us, I would think, are familiar with the musical scale, the octave, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. I am personally not a musician, but no doubt many of you are who are listening, and this is a classic example of how a knowledge that we have has deep within it a whole other dimension, a quantum dimension, if you will, because the simple musical scale represents not only our connectedness to the universe, the reality within all things, but gives us the specific knowledge to accomplish our aims, our tasks, in every variety of ways that we can imagine. In the kitchen, graduate school, in relationships, and especially that which is most significant, the development of our spiritual lives. So here's this practical teaching. It tells us that whenever we begin something, whatever it might be, we must strike a strong first note, a strong do, so that there is energy and passion and commitment to have enough momentum to move forward. The great Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Nothing can be accomplished without enthusiasm." So the energy to begin. But don't we know how so many of us fade away quickly, cannot complete the task, cannot see it to the end? I'm sharing this with you so that you understand why and avoid the pitfall of lost opportunities that litter the landscape of our lives. So you begin a project with an aim for completion, of course, with enthusiasm, and we move forward, do, re, mi. And at that point between mi and fa, we have what is called an interval, as musicians know, And that interval means that we reach a point even early on in our efforts where the energy fades, where there's a danger to deviate off course from what we were seeking to accomplish, certainly with completed, needing to have it completed. We are, by cosmic law, by psychological reality, faced with the loss of motivation and energy and effort to bridge that interval and move forward in our efforts. Think of that in your own personal terms. Bring forth to mind those many times when such things have happened. And at that NEFA juncture of the particular octave we are seeking to accomplish, a new energy needs to come in and carry us forward. And so the mystery of it is, what is it that will come in as a new force to lift us up again, give us a second wind, if you will, and take us further down the line? Some of the teachers of this wisdom have pointed to nature as manifestations of these cosmic octaves, to trees with branches go up and then go off to the side. At the interval, they deviate. We so often give up or fall off track. And so we need to learn the art of finding the re-energizing willpower to transcend that difficulty, that fatigue, and that lack of passion or desire to give up, or just plain laziness. And the issue here is, what is it in your life that will feed you to re-energize you and encourage you to go forward? That will be another teaching. And I invite you to discover this world of teaching, of practical wisdom for daily life, so that you might discover that there is indeed practical wisdom teaching, transcending all religious institutions, all beliefs and dogmas. That is part of the fabric of our existence, that you can verify for yourself. This is one example. So you find that re-energizing opportunity, and you move forward. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and you reach the next interval. And this one we all know, si, do. At the very end of the project, of the effort you have made, and you have come so far, is it not the case, the experience for all of us, that even when the finish line is in sight, the energy evaporates, fatigue and discouragement, exhaustion, wanting to give up, wanting to quit, sudden great difficulty in making those last steps. Surely we can all recognize this, admit it to ourselves, see it in our lives. How many dreams have been broken on that see-do interval that we could not bridge? And it takes a tremendous new surge of willpower, of commitment, of self-sacrifice, of self-transcendence to push through, make it past that dip in our desire to complete it, which is as natural as breathing, part of the dynamics of being star stuff in the universe. And for spiritual seekers especially, for whom these octaves have to do with the whole process of the spiritual journey, these are life and death matters, because it is so easy to give up. And the trouble with that in the realm of spirituality is that having learned something, having gone a certain distance, and quitting leaves you more empty than you ever were before, because now you can't go back to the barrenness of secular life, having the knowledge that there is something more which was missed, because we could not sustain the focus, the strength, the endurance to make it through. And this is true for any realm, secular, spiritual, all that we making it through that sea door. How do we find that renewed energy, that final empowerment to push through? Sometimes it must be metaphysical, mystical, help from above that enables us to do that. Each of us must find it for ourselves, must observe this reality, verify it clearly, find the ways in which we can bridge that final interval to completion. And what satisfaction and delight at completing our accomplishments, knowing that we have made it to the end, knowing that we have overcome the difficulties of these intervals, which all of us must walk through. It is part of the fabric of the nobility of the human character to do so. And I encourage you to see this in your own life, countless ways. Perhaps that will open up a new dimension for you. Where do you find that which will help you make it to the end, help you overcome the difficulties, both within yourself and without? And certainly we know there's plenty out there to interfere with the completion of that which we have set out to accomplish. So I offer you this hidden teaching, yet known throughout the centuries for those who have sought and found and apply it even in the most ordinary of circumstances, and discover where your weaknesses are, where you find that transcendent strength to overcome the weaknesses or the troubles of life in order to bridge those intervals, stay on course, and make it to the end. And then, of course, having accomplished it, after a time, we begin again, and must strike another strong door and follow another octave, ever higher, ever more demanding, and yet ever more strengthening in our being and character, until we have truly discovered an inner strength that nothing can overcome. So this is an initial introduction to one of so many teachings that you can apply to your daily life, regardless of your belief systems and interests. You will find for yourself how powerful, potent this gnosis, this knowledge is, how it connects us as a star stuff in the universe to all things, a cosmic truth, a perennial reality that, with this knowledge, allows us to move forward in the world, accomplish things that we didn't think we could, overcome difficulty, truly find joy, fulfillment, peace in this world of ours.